This is Eli Lou Entertainment. I'm Eli Bevins. This is Lou Bevins, and you're watching What's Your Point of View?
Tell me what's your point of view? What's your point of view? Tell me what's your point of view? It is your view, point of view, point of view. What's your point of view? It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. We are here at the Vision Video Studio. We are here with filmmakers, writers, directors, poets, you name it, they do it. Eli and Lou, filmmakers,
Yes.
entertainment, welcome.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Yes.
It is a pleasure. Congratulations on your nomination of the
Thank
film.
you. Thank you.
But let's talk about how this got started. Was it poetry? Was it writing? Was it directing? Was it acting? Where did this raw ball come from?
Writing. We've always been writers since we were kids. We used to write short stories, try to write novels. We moved into stage plays, screenplays, and it just took a life of its own. And now the ball is rolling
Full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, is this something if we were to speak with your parents, would they be like from the crib? They were acting out in the crib, or was it something that you saw when you were a teenager and said, you know what, I want to do that? Where did it actually come from?
Very early, I would say. We were known for always being in our room and being creative. We were the kids that you had to force to go outside, while they would bring our siblings in the house and force us to go outside, because we were always just in our room being creative. We were also artists. We would paint and do, painting competitions. So we were very much into the arts and writing, and that's where you would find us, in our room. And to other people, it was weird because the average child wants to run around, but we would just be in our room writing. And for some reason, it was one of those things, especially with poetry, of how we expressed ourselves. We were very quiet growing up, and at least in elementary school. It's not that way anymore. Things have changed. But yeah, it started very early, and I think our family used to watch us as far as, the arts and everything. And even in class, our teachers would notice, and they'll pull us to the side. So it started very early.
Now, unfortunately, they're taking a lot of the arts out of schools.
Yeah.
Did you have access to art classes, or did you have to wait till you get home and got to your room and then play with things?
I would say a combination of both. My aunt, shout out to Aunt Pat, she engaged us in a lot of arts. So growing up with our siblings, we didn't have a lot, but we would actually make our own dolls. Everything was handmade. Our grandfather would make chessboards and things like that. So instead of going out to the store, we made a lot of the things that we would play with, and things of that nature. So I think it's just one of those things where
I don't think schools had enough.
the schools had enough of the arts.
We were always in a group that created it, or we like where our friends would be the head of the drum line or head of the choir, and we had our hands. We played every sport possible, so everything was sort of created by the group that was there.
And you also had programs like Mill Creek Community Partnership that had they provided free art classes, so that was another outlet. So it was a combination of both outside of the school for the most part. Yeah.
It's sad, but do you think that arts allowed you to express yourself more since they were there than if they weren't there?
Most definitely. I sometimes say that art saved our lives or changed our lives because that was our voice. We weren't boisterous back when we were kids. We were really quiet. Some people say shy. I think we were just sort of like introverts at the time, or we didn't know what our art could do. And so we got older. Most of the actual physical filmmaking didn't happen until like 4 or 5 years ago. So people are like, "Oh, you always thought you'd be filmmakers." I'm like, "No, it kind of came out of it didn't come out of nowhere because we always had writing, but it wasn't something I thought to go to school for originally. So when we came out of college, it
But
came
even
out
I would
after.
say even in college, the arts was something that helped push me. It was something I looked forward to doing and seeing. And I think talking to some of the youth when we go to the high schools and stuff, that's what they want to do. They want to use the arts to help push them in their work and the things they're going through at home. So I think it's sad that that's happening.
Yeah.
It's sad that that's happening.
So I have to ask a twin question.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I have to. It's just
By nature.
when you're not a twin, you're just like, I should have asked this. But as far as dating, now, do you find that when you say, I met someone, and then you're like, you got a sister, and then they see you like,
Oh, you do have a sister. Have you ever had some awkward moments once they realized that you kind of look alike? Kind of.
The only thing I would ever say, if somebody
Kinda
did
look
like
like-
Lou, for example, and they'll come up to me and I've never met them, then that's that awkward part because it's like I don't know you, we've never met. I
Why
think
do I like you too?
I
Don't know why.
There was actually a guy in high school who he would come over to me like, "Which twin are you?" And then he'd be like, "Oh, you're not the one I like." And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Well, how do you
yeah.
know?" And like, that's kind of
so. I would joke around and be like, "Oh no, I'm not her," and then he'll walk away.
He'll walk away.
So you can just use it to your advantage. You know.
That is hilarious. Yeah, I'm the other one.
Right. It's the wrong.
It was the
twin.
problem when we were together because now I got to tell the truth.
Like, which one is it? And I'm like, it's definitely her. It's not me.
Like, do y'all ever like make them feel guilty? If you don't know me by now,
Well-
you will never ever
I
know
think,
me.
and I can't speak for all twins, but we're still separate. We're not the same. So I feel like our personalities are different. If you can't tell that part, then I'm not sure if you like
That's
me
what I'm saying. Like,
individually.
okay.
So
It's
yeah,
even,
yeah,
but it's that
interesting.
way even with friends, or I have friends or associates that we went to school with, and they're like, "Hey, which twin?" And I'm like, "You've known me for 10 or 15 years, and you still don't know."
My feelings are hurt. Right, we had some personal moments together.
I don't know if I should like you anymore.
Right.
If you don't.
right. And then some
Right,
people
it's
are like,
weird,
They're
yeah.
trying to figure out which twin, and I'm like, that's still weird, but okay. I guess we look alike. I don't-
Just a little
Just a
bit.
little bit.
Look, I got the freckle.
I
on
don't,
this
right. I don't see it, but I guess we look alike.
So it's just interesting because you kind of have that challenge that the average
Yeah.
person wouldn't
Yeah,
have.
there's funny, weird moments. Like, if I ever know someone that she doesn't and they don't realize that I'm a twin, it gets weird. Like, one time in college, I think I told the story before, I got on the elevator and someone was like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a long time," and they give me a hug. And I'm like, why is this random stranger hugging me? But I went along with it. I was like, okay.
Because you know that it's like, it must be my sister.
Well, yeah,
Right,
and I wasn't
right.
sure if it's just someone I didn't remember. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And then I get back to her, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's someone you know, and not me."
I'm like, yeah, that's so and so.
Well, I gave them a hug.
That's
Hopefully,
not a twin thing. That's an everybody thing right there. You're like, hey, where do I know you?
right? And I was like,
Trying not to stare like, where do I know them from? So that's, yeah.
I thought it was one of those moments, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
That's
sometimes
an
you gotta check.
everybody thing.
Right.
So do you find that, do you like or do twins like to date other twins? Or do you like, no, because the odds that I'm going to have a twin, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me keep my odds normal, not,
Keep my eyes down.
guaranteed because you date another twin.
For me, I look at it like dating someone else's sibling. Like, people think, oh, it's so cool, two people that look alike are dating. I'm like, well, would you date your brothers? Like, to me, it's like kind of weird. It has happened to other twins, but I don't think we would do that.
I saw a picture. I was like, that looks so cute. But then I'm like, ooh, that'd be scary. Because then y'all both have kids and they look exactly
Exactly
like whose baby?
Oh, the kids are definitely gonna have a hard time.
But that's what I said.
Mom, I'm your aunt. Like, stop
But
calling
then
me mom.
if y'all both marry a twin and they look alike, then your kid will look alike, and you won't know which kid is yours.
Which
That's
you
a
go
whole
home with the
experiment.
wrong kid every day. Yeah, that
You're like,
sounds
okay,
like
look, please let me have a boy. Please let her have a girl. So then we don't have that
Right,
problem.
right.
But
everybody's gonna have a name tag. That's how
I
we're
know
gonna.
that's like look, ID bracelets stay on.
We had name tags growing up,
Look.
so
Yeah,
You
we
coming
did.
out the hospital, that bracelet,
It's not-
keep
it's
it
not
on till you about 6 months, and then we can decipher.
right.
Yeah,
right.
I might have actually been her at one point. I don't know.
It's okay.
It's
Like, we
possible.
still together, so it works out. Now, if y'all were separated, you like your mom, that's not the name.
That
I was
wasn't
born with.
me.
When
Right.
I was 2, I was Eli. But now I'm 12, and now I'm Lou. How
That
did
doesn't make sense. I remember that switch.
We
but
used
you
to always
don't.
joke about that growing up. I'm like, what if I was actually you
right.
and you were me? But
Is that my name? I'm taking it back. I don't even know if I took it for the first time. But
This is why we answer both names. Do you get it?
you look up.
I don't
All
really
right,
think
not
we had
me?
that problem.
Okay.
We had our initials written on everything, from our pencils to our undershirts to our socks. We also had a bracelet coming out of the hospital that had our names on it. So maybe I don't think they ever really confused us much.
Good. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of
Sweet butter rolls leave the basket in droves, but not before the food is blessed.
Silverware clink together as conversations don't stop to rest.
I can feel the soul of our ancestors' pride.
Hoping we never let these moments slip away.
This table is the heartbeat of tomorrow. echoing fond memories of yesterday.
But times have changed, and we can't ignore it.
I don't want to sit at this table in the morning.
Cause at this table it's silent like we're mourning.
And then poison just creeps in our hearts without warning. This girl sitting at the table with her phone out like it's boring.
I'm feeling disconnected because this house just seems so foreign.
Our foundation is broken and unstable. But it's time to come back to the table.
It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of
Hey everybody, thank you. Welcome back. We are in the studio with Eli Entertainment, sister duo, doing the thing. So talk to us about one of the projects that you have going on.
Yes, so we have a heavy project called Sound Mind. Now, Sound Mind is a cinematic spoken word mixtape. So, in short, what that means is that we have 12 short films that correlate with 12 spoken word tracks. Yeah, so it's a heavy project.
Yeah, we've been working on it since last year. We're back and forth to the studio recording our pieces. We also do some of the pieces with music. So it's almost a combination of spoken word and even rap in some of our pieces. And it's been fun. I mean, we've been trying to film in different locations around the city, making sure that each location is different from the last. We have time period pieces. So it's been a very fun process. And we've been working with, I would say, maybe at least over 60 actors in the city of Philadelphia alone. So,
Wow. See, I like live music, and then I like spoken word because the energy that comes to it, it's captivating. Before I even like an actual movie, I like those two pieces before even a movie, just because of the quick journey it takes you on. See, a movie is like a
Right. And you're right. What's nice about the spoken word for us is that it's also storytelling.
we do spoken word
So
storytelling,
we were like,
yeah.
we have to do a movie per spoken word track because there's two things happening. You have to follow the film, and then you also have to follow what we're saying. So then it creates this thing where you're like, okay, I saw it, but then let me go back and listen to it because those are two different things. So we're just fusing our art together to come up with something that hasn't really been done before. And like Eli said, we have our hands in different projects. So one of our short films, for example, is called Same Old River. So it's a play off of Paul Robeson's Old Man River from 36.
Yeah, 36.
And then we also combined it with the elements of Annie, the Heart Not Life. So it's a musical. So it's the spoken word. There's modern dance, and contemporary dance. Modern dance. I'm sorry. And then we have
Contemporary, I'm sorry.
Yeah, then we have a film component. So we fuse all those together, and the dancers are acting, and then we have actors. It's a crazy project.
I was wondering because I saw the picture with them like on the river, and then I saw them with the pictures on the floor.
Right.
And I'm like, woo, how they gonna swing that in there together?
Yeah, so the men are actually dot workers from 1936, and the women are they're cleaning a house basically. So it's showing what the men were doing and what the women were doing. It's that we allowed the women to actually be dancers and let's tell a story through dance and spoken word and music and acting. So it's
I'm excited already. going
Yeah,
from
it
the
was-
dock to the bedroom to
Right,
the
right,
kitchen. All right. That's a journey. Sounds like a journey.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
so
Plus the storytelling of the spoken word piece. So
This has been a journey. Another film is called Evil People. It's part of the same project, and we shot that at the Eastern State Penitentiary. So all of our backgrounds, we were like, okay, if we did a prison here, let's go do a time period piece. Let's go film in a park. Let's film in a house. Let's film in so many different locations so that none
Subway.
Of them, right? Hey, we got to add that to the list. It's not
Subway got a
a
lot of
Philly
drama.
film without the subway, so we definitely have to add.
Look, just the step of the subway, going up and
it
down.
tells
and
its
people-
own story. The Subway.
So, with the spoken word, how long have y'all been doing that?
Man. Well, writing poetry. I think we've been writing, since we were younger. However, as far as performing, I used to perform by myself in college, and then I think grad
I
school
came along.
Lou joined me, and we were like, "Hey, we're doing pretty
my
good with this
memory
spoken
in
word."
comparison to hers. She'll write hers in her head, and I had to write mine on paper and then memorize it. But she'll write hers in her head, say one line,
Like a typewriter.
yeah, and then
Just keep
add
going.
the next one, and then say it out loud. Meanwhile, I'm like, how she do
I
that?
can kind of do that, but I do bullet points. Like bullet points.
Okay.
The, walk, tree.
Oh.
And then you get your word, get the word.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I
now-
gotta try that.
Now, were you encouraged to do it because they're like, oh, that was a great performance? You're like, it wasn't me, but
Oh my gosh, I almost took credit one time. What? I think she did. She performed something, and someone was like,
told
"You
me.
were great," and I didn't feel like going through the "I have a twin" story, so I was like, "Thank you."
She reported it
And
to
then-
me. It was like this woman said, and she had the woman's voice and everything, and I'm
So I had
like,
to go back and relate to her. I didn't take it to the point where I just didn't tell her she did great. So I was like, oh, so woman said, and then
look,
But, yeah.
instead of going through all of that, I took the credit, but let me give the credit
To you.
back. And the woman
She
said,
transferred
you
it.
can
I was
have
okay.
it. You can have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
on the stage like, I complimented you the other day, and
I
I
know,
really
right?
meant, like,
Right. That happens all the time. So, but now we perform together. You say to either one, we're
we
good.
both got it.
y'all did a great job.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to decide which one I'm gonna congratulate you both. But we are in for a treat. We are actually going to take a break and come back and hear a spoken word from the twins. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of
Just like all the other prying eyes, you want to know more about my deeds, don't you? You've come to witness firsthand Satan in the flesh. It is your belief that I'm some sort of malevolent, inhumane maniac with much disregard for morals, ethics, and of course, the living. You think you figured me out? Well, you're absolutely right.
Broken tables, we here. We here.
And it's not just about bar for bar, it's spoken word as well. And the world needs to know that spoken word is on another level in Philadelphia, and Broken Tables is the catalyst to let the world understand that Philly is still in popular domain.
I loved it. I think that they really captured a lot of different issues as far as the community, as far as the family.
Everybody can relate to something in that play. There's no way you're going to walk out of there and not take something away.
Everybody brought their own experience to the table.
It was really amazing. It was thought-provoking and really emotional. It touched a couple of scars wounds that I kind of healed.
Yeah, it touched on a lot of things we're going through right now. Everybody in the room had to be going through something that they talked about today.
Just the way that they use rhyme, tell the stories, and keep things moving. I thought that it was really honest and real.
Because I've never seen a play done in spoken word, ever. Everybody's going to be talking about that.
It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of
Our daughters be popping pills. Our sons be popping pistols. Killing one another over Mary Jane, Molly, and crystal methods that never get us anywhere. Everybody yelling out like for me ain't been no crystal stare, but I'm still trying to figure out how it is that we got here. Like, how did we get here?
See, in the 1980s, the Contras were hard pressed for monetary needs.
Okay.
But at the same time, the CIA was on a high road to greed. There began the drug traffic on the freeway. Ricky Ross was just a pawn in the chess game. But they weren't protecting kings, and we didn't protect the throne. See, why does it take us so many years to build an empire just for it to burn down like Rome? Often gotta wonder what happened to our loyalty. We took the glitter and gold in exchange for our royalty.
You know what, you're right. You see, this was the epidemic that killed off kings and queens, turning our black business owners, mothers and fathers to crack fiends. I mean, just picture the scene, emotional stream of broken dreams and broken spouses. Our family dinner traditions now replaced with deli meetings and crack houses. You see, they planted the seeds in our neighborhoods to stop the growth of Negroes, while the crack dealers on the street became the KKK heroes. But what they forgot is that when you plant a seed, it grows. It's spread throughout the nation like wildfire, taking over neighborhoods by the column, by the row. Look at us now, got us all standing on death row. They said, these Negroes are on the loose now.
But hold on to the catching pole,
cause we got them by the noose now.
They placed crack in our hoods and told us, you got the juice now. And that crack surely made us thirsty. See, they were washing their hands in the matter while our hands were getting dirty.
Yeah, but we didn't have to take the drugs.
True.
We could have simply walked away, but now we share part of the blame because we inhaled this powdery substance just to clear our minds until it cleared the minds of the history of our ancestors being chained to slavery. Now another black man's blood lies on the hands of a black trigger man. Got me questioning and wonder why he had to pull the trigger man.
This was the epidemic that killed kings. So much far different from the epidemic that killed King. See, when Martin died through a nightmare, we saw a dream, but when a king dies of cocaine, his last images of a fiend. But do you remember when we used to get high off a different type of high?
Like how high?
Even when we had the blues, we used jazz to get by. Listening to Billy on the Holiday. And Bill Withers Ain't No Sunshine, but Nat Cole said, smile to that.
Yeah, we were people that always stayed in tune. We were also great educators like Mary Bethune. And whenever we got lost, we followed the compass that God created with the stars in the sky and called it the Big Dipper. Even though Jim Crow was killing us off like Jack the Ripper.
We survived so many eras of genocide. From the Amistad to the cotton field. From the days when bodies hung from trees like Christmas ornaments. As crosses burned in our front yards as to remind us of the hooded arsonists. We survived beatings and tag gas at the marshes in Selma, Alabama. We showed proof of strength long before they made cameras. So this crack era shouldn't be any different.
You know, I wish we could just dig up our graves and reunite with our souls. I wish we could open our hearts to remove the cold. I wish we could march 1 million miles back to our kingdoms, back to our thrones. Even if it means walking with blood on our souls. I wish... What am I saying? I mean, the words that I'm saying, do they mean anything? Will we ever reach back for our dreams? Or are we the next generation to kill off kings and queens? Somebody tell me, how did we get here?
The chemistry on it was it written on my face when you gave me a time and place and took me on the perfect date. Oh, oh, look at how far we've come, far we've come, how far we've come, far we've come, and how far we've come, far we've come, how far we've come. We've come, yeah, we were really cute back then, but let's get to the truth. Back when it wasn't always easy, you did your best just to please me. And even when I gave you a hard time and couldn't tell you what was on my mind, oh, you were persistent, made sure I knew what I'd be missing. How far we've come, far we've come, how far we've come, far we've come, and how far we've come, far we've come, how far we've come, far we've come. The naysayers, heartbreakers, debaters, and player haters will do what they will but here we are still. The naysayers, heartbreakers, debaters, and player haters will do what they will, but here we are still. Look at how